let's head right into our favorite segment of the
Yeah.
podcast. Start, bench, sell. Brian, I'm gonna
Yeah.
hit you with this one first.
Oh, you are. You're gonna hit me. You're gonna hit me first, back to back, huh? Back to back
Yeah,
weeks.
I'm gonna hit you
All right.
first, man. All
Okay.
right. I hope you're ready.
Yeah.
So this guy was your 50-50 of the week, Pedro
Okay.
Halese. Okay, so we're going goalkeepers here. All three of these goalkeepers play at home. Two of the goalkeepers are $7 million in price. The
Yep.
other is 6.7 mil. Okay, so we got
Okay.
Pedro Halese at
Okay.
home versus FC Cincinnati. He had 4 saves last week. He's 7 mil.
Yep.
Georgi Petrovic at home versus the Houston Dynamo. He had 4 saves last week, also 7 mil. And Brad Struver, 6 saves last week. They're going to be playing at home against CF Montreal. You just talked about Ibrahim. Who are you starting? Who are you benching? Who are you selling?
Okay. Actually, I think I've got this worked out pretty quickly here. I'm gonna go Georgi Petrovic to start. I definitely think out of the 3 attacks that all these keepers are facing, he's probably got the easiest assignment. And New England's defense actually didn't look too bad, although Charlotte, obviously their attack also just disappointed overall. But I think he's probably pretty well protected back there. And Houston's attack, not fully on board with what they're doing yet. So I think Georgie to start. I'm going to bench Pedro, and I'm selling Stuver. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, Sean John's learning real quick, right? Like, you can be as good a keeper as you want, but I mean, there's a limit to how many shots you can take before the goals just flow.
Yeah, no, good point. I mean, Stuver did have 6 saves last week, 5 fantasy points. So you said that you like volume, you like having saves. He's going to have a lot of opportunities to make those saves, but once those goals do start flowing in, yeah, that's when you start losing those points. But no, that was pretty quick, Brian. I think I pretty much agree with your conclusion there.
Yeah, I mean, the one is you can flip flop between Pedro and Stuver. I think you have to. I think Georgie is pretty straight up the starter, but I think the 0.3 could be a good value over Pedro for sure this week. It's just Pedro's got a good defense, way better defense, I think, in front of him. But we'll see. My start bench sell last week didn't work out so great, so hopefully we can see.
Yeah, well, neither did mine. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. All right, so I've got a kind of a wild card segment here for you this week, Blake. I've got so like we talked about earlier, there were 7 goal scorers, 7 new goal scorers in MLS.
Okay.
So we've got 3 different positions. So there's I've got a defender. Mosquera scored his first goal. He's coming in at $6 million for Portland, coming in against LAFC. You've got a midfielder in Matthias Klich, at $8.5 million for DC United, playing your beloved Columbus Crew, who's a little bit leaky at the back. And then you've got St. Louis Klaus, their forward, at $8.3 million, playing at home against Charlotte. So you've got 3 different positions. They've all scored their first goal now in week 1. Who do you think can keep that momentum going? Start, bench, sell.
I'm just going to talk this one out. Mosquera plays right back. He's going to be playing up against Bouanga. I think LAFC will have majority possession. He'll be pushed back a little bit. Okay. Klich versus DC, he did have a banger last week. It was a phenomenal goal from 30 out, man. Hit it on an absolute rope past Sean John. It was a really good goal against the Columbus Crew, who are going to be playing that high line. Crew's going to have a lot of the ball. I don't know how DC will be on the counterattack. I don't know how involved he will be on the counterattack. And then Klaus at home in an emotional game. St. Louis's home opener, inaugural match there against Charlotte. Brian, that's a good one, man. I don't
like that.
No, I don't. I don't like this whatsoever. I think easiest for me here is Klaus.
Yeah.
He's off the premium line on strikers, so you're going to be saving a little bit of money on strikers there. So I'll start Klaus.
Okay.
This next one's tough because of course you had to involve my beloved Columbus Crew in here and what Klich is going to do. I think I'm going to bench Klich against the Columbus Crew, and I'm going to sell Mosquera just because, again, they're coming off of that they're coming off a short rest. Yimi Chara kind of plays on his same side, so there won't be that same dynamic, although he will have Santiago Moreno in front of him. So that could be better, worse, or different. Could be one of those three things. But again, he's going to be playing up against Bouanga, who's coming in. He's, there's been a lot of hype built up around him, possibly having an MVP level year. It's going to be a tough matchup for Mosquera. Tom Bogert actually tweeted during the game after he scored that opening goal, which was a beautiful goal, by the way. Like, he chased down the ball in line and he kind of, towed the line, stayed in the pocket, and just smashed it back stick. Really nice goal. But Tom Bogert tweeted that there's plenty of teams out there looking at him right now and ready to take him in the summer or whenever the price is right. So he's going to be a really good player. I don't know if this is a good play this week. So start Klaus, bench Matthias Kliek, and then sell Mosquera.
I think that's about what I would have done too in that situation. I mean, because you can't bank on Mosquera getting the goals every week as a defender. And I mean, there's a decent chance. I think he probably loses some points with the goals they're going to give up against LAFC.
Yeah. So then the only thing that I don't know, the only other thing you think about with Mosquera is, okay, LAFC really don't have a traditional number 9 because they sold Arango. Does Bouanga play at the 9? And then who do they play out left? Is that Opoku? It's a different dynamic there, but I think even regardless of how they rotate LAFC's front three, I think they're still very dangerous and they're going to pose a lot of problems for Portland.
Yeah, I hope they start Opoku because that preseason draft we did, I'm pretty sure my preseason drafted lineup that we did in our first episode, I'm pretty sure I have more own goals than goals. So
Speaking of that, I look like a genius picking up Gazdag.
Yeah,
I got off to a very early head start here. Yeah, we should have picked a captain at the beginning of the year too. We should have done that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it would not have worked out for me. So
no, it wouldn't have. All right, Brian, that was fun. Let's run